You've heard LASIK is safe. It's a quick solution for a big problem. You just go there, and in a few minutes, you're seeing 20/20. But what if it's just half of the story, and the other half may actually scare you away from ever doing LASIK? So if you're thinking of letting any laser touch your eye, please watch this video first, and then you can decide for yourself. This is Digital Glasses, where we question what you've been told about your eyesight and help you reclaim the vision you were born to have. We're gonna talk about LASIK, but not the version you see on the ads, on social media, or on the TV where people are always happy and satisfied with the results, but the truth about LASIK that some surgeons don't really like to mention. LASIK is mostly advertised as a quick and safe fix for your blurry vision. But what actually lies behind what they want you to know about LASIK is that, according to a study here, 43% of LASIK patients experience dry eye symptoms afterwards, which means almost 50% of people who do LASIK will need eye drops for the rest of their lives because their eyes are way too dry. And that happens because basically LASIK reshapes the cornea of your eyes. The cornea is the membrane that involves the eye. And this membrane right here in front of the eye, it helps your eyes focusing power. So when you cut a lens on your cornea, you're basically transforming it into contacts, basically, right? So when LASIK does that, it removes the natural lubrication ability of the cornea, and the cornea will need eye drops forever. Some cases, according to this study here, 43%, but it might be even more than that. Another study here says that nearly 1 in 3 LASIK patients reported visual symptoms like glare, halos, and starbursts. Basically, you become astigmatic after LASIK because sometimes the reshaping of the cornea is not perfect. Why? You wonder why it's not perfect? Because it's not made by nature, it's made by a machine. And nothing against the machines, I'm actually using a bunch of those right now, but when it comes to biology, we are not quite there yet in terms of changing our biology seamlessly. All right, so these symptoms will accompany these people forever. 1 in 3 patients, it's almost 33% of patients experience these halos, starbursts, and some dots in your vision, and that's gonna stay there forever. So before you do LASIK or any type of surgery, be aware of the risks involved with that surgery. Research other people who did the surgery. Research things about the surgery, statistics. Try to connect with other people who had that surgery done in the past and how the results were for them before you do anything. And also know when it comes to eyesight, there's always a natural rehabilitation way that it's not as fast, but it's much safer and guaranteed for the rest of your life. If you learn how to use your eyes the proper way, you are good with your vision for the rest of your life, because whatever comes across, you know how to overcome that obstacle. However, if you choose the surgical way, you can get faster results. Actually, you can get instant results. In a matter of a few minutes, you're ready 20/20. But first, you gotta know what you're really getting from the surgery, because it's not the cure for example, your myopia. LASIK will not cure your myopia. It will just mask it, treat the symptom, just as your glasses do. And it happens because when you reshape your cornea, it will act just as prescription glasses, just like your lenses does. All right? And this reshaping of the cornea will not alter the actual length of the eye, which is the myopia itself, which is an anomaly that is associated with more serious stuff like retinal detachment, which is when your retina stretches so much due to the elongation that it tears up, and it creates a whole set of problems for your vision and for your eye health overall. Also, things like glaucoma can be associated with high myopia as well, and other stuff, other serious stuff. So if you don't address the axial elongation, you're not really doing anything to your vision better than the prescription glasses already do. You're already on something, all right? You're still depending on some sort of external correction to see clearly. Whereas if you decide to improve your eyesight naturally, you will develop the muscles that will remain inactive when you have LASIK surgery or any other type of refractive surgery, because your ability to see will be natural. Because it's not just about a quick fix, guys, right? Sometimes we have to go the longer route because it's much safer and much more logical. If you want to cross the river, you can try to swim across the river, or you can just walk through a bridge. All right, you might get there faster if you just swim instead of just like walking a mile to reach a bridge and cross the river. But you might not get on the other side at all, compared to if you take the bridge, you mostly guaranteed to get to the other side. So another thing you need to know about LASIK surgery is it will hurt your eyes permanently. You're gonna literally cut off a chunk of your eye, and this will affect your overall eye functionality. If something goes really bad for you, if you're not, one of the lucky ones, you might even need a corneal transplant, and that's really, really serious, guys. And also, the eyeball is an integral system. It's a complete system. It's not separate parts. And when you tear off a part of this whole system, it will become weaker. And actually, according to a study, your cornea reduces its strength by 55%. So you're more susceptible for long-term problems and issues with your cornea. Another thing that happens quite frequently is some people have to start wearing glasses again, even after surgery. And that happens at a rate from 20 to 40% of patients in the long term. And that leads those patients to either having a second round of surgery, which can be even more detrimental to your corneal integrity, and also in some cases that can't even be done at all, and you're stuck with glasses again, and now your eyes is permanently damaged. But why do these people have to wear glasses again if they had surgery? Well, that's because, like I told you before, the eye length doesn't change, and since once the ametropization mechanism is active, it's more likely to stay active instead of just like regressing or stopping. And since you're not doing anything different other than replacing the external lens by the lens that you cut on your eyeballs, it's the same thing. So the stimulus to elongate the eyeball is still there. So it might keep growing, and after a few years, it's longer than what it was when you had LASIK, and you need glasses again because you cannot go for a second round of surgery because they already cut off too much and there's nowhere else to go. So you're gonna have to start wearing glasses again, and it's gonna be 0.5 diopters, for example. And you think, oh, I'm only 0.5 diopters myopic, but no, now you're 0.5 plus whatever you were before. So for example, if before surgery you were maybe -5, now you're -5.5. You're more myopic. You are more at risk of developing serious conditions due to high myopia. So some people fall for LASIK because it's fast, it's easily explainable. You just go there, they put a laser on your eye, and you're good. Wow, everybody can understand that. Differently from eye exercises or more complete systems like mine, where you have to understand how the eyes work, change some habits, have some difficulties in the process, and that's much harder and much more complicated. That's why some people prefer to go the surgical way. And whatever you decide to do with your life, it's your choice. But if you happen to start, whether or not that's the best path to take, I have something for you. So if you go right now to the description of this video, you're gonna see a link for my guide, Ditch the Glasses. In this guide, I will tell you everything step by step that you have to do to come from wherever you are now to 2020, or at least less dependable on your glasses, which means you're going to be able to stay most of the time without your glasses. You're going to be able to go back to 2020 just like I did. So if you want to learn everything you need to know, you don't have to study anything else. Whatever I put in this guide is everything you need anywhere in your visual rehabilitation journey. So take a look at it. The link is right here on the description of this video. And now tell me in the comments, have you ever had LASIK? Are you planning on having it, or you don't really want it, you're scared? Let me know in the comments, because I read every single one of them. And of course, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button right here and subscribe to the channel, because I will be posting content like this every single week. And if you want to suggest me anything, just write it here in the comments and I'll try to make a video about it. All right. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.